Death and life in the power of the tongue.
Speak life.
Death and life in the power of the tongue.
Speak life.
Death and life in the power of the tongue. Live your life, love Christ, do your best to
Speak life.
Death and life in the power of the tongue.
Speak life.
Death and life in the power of the tongue.
Speak life.
Death and life in the power of the tongue. Live your life, love Christ, do your best to
Speak life.
Hello and welcome back to another amazing episode of the Speak Life podcast. We are so excited to have you with us for another wonderful week. I am your host, Minister Phoenix, alongside my beautiful and amazing wife and co-host.
Hey guys, welcome again to the Speak Life podcast. This is your co-host, the one and only Sheikah. We are so happy you're here with us today. I feel like we haven't been together for a while.
I feel like we alternate on like our vacation days because it seems like one week I'm here and then the next week I'm not. And then the next week you're not here.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so it's just like, I don't know. We have some crazy alternating schedules, but yeah.
It's always good to be back together.
Always good to reunited and it feels so good. We do not own the rights to that song. Don't sue us. All right. So shout out to our listeners, our subscribers. If this is your first time, make sure that you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you comment so that you can be a part of these conversations. Yes. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know, there's some great content that's been coming these past few weeks. I hope, you know, you've been tuning in from day one. It's been an amazing ride.
It's been amazing, yeah.
So we're gonna just try to
keep
keep
enjoying
it going.
ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
Most importantly, we are enjoying ourselves.
This is definitely fun. You know, I never imagined it would be this amazing of a ride, but it's really been good. So today, hold on, before we do anything, we got some stuff going on over here. You gotta take a look at this. We got
our own personal
Yeah, we got
shirts.
some personalized jerseys going on. Let me get next to you to show this. Look at that. Oh yeah, you see that?
What does it say? What does it say?
Speak life. Better what?
Together. And then you gotta check out the back.
Look at the back and don't be looking at my buns. See that? Who's that? That's your boy Phoenix. And then you got the one and only.
All right.
Speak life.
Speak life. So we got some personalized jersey for our podcast and for us. So, you know, we just, we're doing some things.
We gotta do it. You know, we gotta do it.
Yeah.
I know y'all were loving the shirt, so we had to take it a step further.
Yeah.
With the Speak Life jerseys, customized. All right, that was fun. So let's get into it. I'm excited about this week. This week is a little different. We've been handling a lot of deep topics, so we want to lighten it up a little bit. We can lighten it up a little bit. We can lighten.
I'm
it
ready.
up a
Yeah. Let's go for this ride.
All right. Now today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, especially with relationships and couples. This is going to be important, muy importante. You know, and the topic we're going to be talking about today is love languages.
Love languages.
Love languages. Now, you may be wondering, what in the world is a love language? Like, I don't even know what y'all are talking about right now. So I'm going to give you a little background information so you can go and do your own research. Now, there's this book out called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. And go read the book. I haven't read the book. I'm not even going to lie. I've glanced through pieces of the book. We got our love languages devotional, but I have not read the book in its entirety. I've skimmed a little bit, and
the devotional is really good.
And it doesn't take a long time.
It's like 5 minutes.
It's like a 5-minute devotional.
Yeah.
You can carve out 5 minutes to do, a devotion with your spouse, so it's pretty good. Now, so check out the book if you want to know more about the love languages. No, Gary Chapman did not endorse this episode, in case you're wondering. No, he did not. But you can check it out. Now, do you know your love language?
Yes. Yes, I know my love language. My love language is words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yes.
Okay, so I did the test. I did the test to figure out what my love language was. I went into it. I'm gonna be honest. I went into this test thinking my love language is going to be one thing. Because there's 5 different ones. There are 5 different love languages that you could possibly, which could be your primary love language. You could have, the quality time. You could have receiving gifts. You could have physical touch. You could have words of affirmation, or you could have acts of service. Now, I went into this test honestly believing that acts of service was gonna be my thing. I'm like, I like doing things for you, baby. I likes it. And to my surprise,
it wasn't.
It was not. It was not. As a matter of fact, acts of service was on the lower side of my love language spectrum, and I was like, but no, this can't be so. But yeah, so apparently, to my surprise, my love language is physical touch. And I'm not really a touchy. I don't consider myself a really touchy-feely type. And there's times where, like, the one and only will be smothering me with her love and her goodness. And, I'm just like, all right, babe, that's enough.
It's like, you don't want me to touch you?
I understand.
You don't want me to rub your head?
I understand you loves me, but that's enough.
Yeah.
But my primary love language apparently is physical touch. Now, listen, when I say this, like, I took this test like 3 times because I swore it was mistaken. And I took like 3 different ones just to make sure. And then all of them, surprising enough,
same.
It's physical touch.
Yeah. So, I because remember we went through that marriage retreat,
which was awesome.
Which was awesome with
shout out to CLC.
Yeah.
CLC Pastor Noel in the
Christian Life Center,
Boston.
Boston. We went to a marriage retreat with them. This was like years ago, and we went about 2 times.
We did go twice.
Yeah. So and it was awesome, but at that time we still didn't even realize or know like our love languages. I thought it was one thing, but then after spending more time together and not being so busy, we realized exactly what it is. So for me, but I've always known that I like words of affirmation. Like I like to
those
talk.
I
like to
messages.
Yeah, like I
Baby,
like that.
I'm thinking about you.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like I like that, and also you couldn't understand like the late night pillow talk. And like, we be talking I'm
trying to go to sleep.
He's like, babe, we got to get up in the morning. Like, we got work in the morning. I'm like, but like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. And I always want to talk. And yeah, he was just like, okay.
I was like, I just don't want to talk.
Yeah. And I must say, a friend of mine, shout out to Kimberly Bradshaw, she sent me a link to like the 5, what's your love language or something like that. And, or do you know your love languages? So I was like, let me click on this because it's always something I'm like, I know what it is. So I took the test again because I'm like, it's been a while. Let me take it. And I took it and I was like, wow, yeah. It was like, this is head on. This is right.
Can I be honest? I don't think I ever took the test before.
I never, that was my first time actually taking the test.
I don't think I ever took the test.
But it's my first time.
I remember seeing them and I'm like,
but
mine is
I've always known that
sucks.
mine is like, cause I like when you tell me things. I like when you like compliment me. I
Baby,
like when
you look good.
Yeah, I like stuff like that.
No, but
and
really, though, you do look good.
Thank you. I like stuff like that, and I like when I'm able to sit and just talk, like even after a long day.
That is true.
I like to talk.
I've seen it.
We're working out. I'm talking. I'm getting
Which
ideas.
Which is really weird for me, by the way, because when I'm working out, I'm trying to listen to music and not talk. I'm just gonna be real, but I've been better about it.
Yeah, he has.
How this is something that you love to do.
Yeah, you've gotten better at it. But like I just talk and it's like it just does something to me.
Which is really crazy because now that I think about it, like even in dealing with like when you having like a moment, like talking is like a huge release.
Yeah, after like I could be like struggling or having a bad day, and I don't like to talk to everybody when I'm having a bad day, but with you, I'll just dish out everything. Like, here you go, take it, like, you know. And for me, just to have you there to listen, and even sometimes I feel like you're looking right through me. I'm like, at least you're looking, you're like there, you're present.
I'm going to chime in on this one piece because this is important. This is very important. Now, men, we're fixers. I always say this, you know, we're fixers. So it's like when you start talking about certain things, in my mind, I'm like, is this a moment where she wants me to give her advice, or should I just keep my mouth shut and just listen to what she's saying? Because and sometimes there's times where, you know, I'm just like, should I ask her, do you want advice on this one, or do you want me to fix it, or do you want me to just listen? But I've been keeping on my default of I'm just gonna listen,
and that's what I need.
And I figure if you want my advice, then
I'll ask you, because you know I'm like with you, like there's no filter. With
blunt.
you, I'm very blunt.
Very
I'm
blunt.
gonna tell you, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, babe, I just want you to listen.
I don't want your advice right now.
Yeah. And you know what? It goes to show that I feel very comfortable with you. I feel like, you know, you are not just my husband, but a friend where I could just come and just talk to, and I could be honest with you and be like, babe, I just need you to listen right now.
I will be honest, if you didn't feel comfortable with me, that would be kind of weird.
It would, but I mean, I'm pretty sure there's marriages out there where, you know, it's like, you know,
we've been in this for a little
bit.
But
I'm not gonna say that.
Generalize it. No,
yeah,
I feel you on that.
So
I feel you on that.
Yeah. So my love language is words of affirmation, and I love that. And I'm like, I don't like that from everybody, but you. And I want to say that words of affirmation, it doesn't mean that I just want to hear, but I also like to let people, you know, talk and share their concerns, or just talk to me.
So it's not narcissism.
Communicate.
This is not narcissism.
Yeah,
It's all
just
about
communicate
me.
to me.
But, you know,
so with my children, I'm like that too. Like, I will sit and just talk. Like, I'm trying to get them to understand why I ask them to do this. Why do I act the way I act with them? You know, stuff like that. But I feel like sometimes they don't understand. They're like, okay. And sometimes I do repeat myself.
A lot.
Because I'm like, I want you to get it.
Oh, man.
You know? And also, my thing is that I don't like, spanking is not something that I do with my children. So for me, I talk, and I want you to listen when I'm talking to you. So, yeah.
It's funny because after taking the test and finding out that, you know, my love language is not acts of service, it is actually physical touch, I started like thinking back, and I'm like, you know, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's times where like you'll be doing something and I'll just walk up behind you and like give you a hug just out of the blue, or like give you a kiss, and you're like, babe, I'm cooking.
Yeah, and it's funny because, you know, like, sometimes I'm like, it's like the weirdest times. Like, and I'm like, okay.
Babe, I'm trying to do these dishes.
I'm like, I'm washing dishes, and I'm like, you picked the weird
I'm trying to
times.
do my hair. Like,
I'm doing my hair. I'm like, okay, you want a hug right now? Like, my hair, like, I'm like, I'm tired, I'm busy. Like, I just want to finish what I'm doing so I could go sit, and you want a hug. And I'm like,
I'll be honest, there'll be times where I'll just randomly like go for the hug, and she like give me the stiff arm. Like,
I'm like, get off of me. But I did not even know that was your love language.
You didn't
know.
So
I'm just like, okay, I'm like, what's up with you?
And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, well, that really does explain a lot.
And not to mention, like, at night, like, I'm tired, I'm trying to go to sleep, and you're like, you know, like, his feet, it's all over my, and I'm like, like, honey, like it's
I get
hot.
it's hot. Like,
I'm like, it's hot. Get off of me. But I'm the kind of person too where I'm like, okay, I like to cuddle. I like that. But when I'm hot, like it's burning up. It's summer. It's hot. Like the fan or the AC is not working. Like, please get off.
That's
me.
funny. Like I was like, it's like the light bulb went off. I was like, it really kind of does make sense now. I'm like, maybe that. I get it now. I get it. Randomly like sleeping, and then all of a sudden she's getting like kisses. Like it's like, baby, you awake?
I'm like,
I love you. Good night.
I'm not awake. I'm trying to go to
That's
sleep.
random.
But
I'm going to sleep.
But
then.
now that I know, because I didn't know that was your love language. So now that I know, I'll be more, mindful
we are both enlightened. We have both
of my reaction towards, you when you try to do these weird hugs randos, when I'm washing dishes,
randos.
Or like, busy trying to do something, and I'm just like, your timing is off.
It's like, babe, give me a kiss. You're like, what? Get away from me.
I'm like, I just came home. I'm tired. Like, kiss. Mwah. How you doing? How was your day? Good. Bye. Like, but you want to hug. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm trying to put my bags down.
I didn't know.
But now I know.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Now we're enlightened. Because surely I was like, what? It all makes sense.
All makes sense.
So how do you think, this is a good one, how do you think knowing your love language helps your relationship?
It helps a lot because, like, I always know that mine is word of affirmation, but you didn't. But now that you know that that's my love language, you're able to, like, be more supportive. And not just be like, oh, like, I'm tired. It's 12 in the morning and I'm trying to go to bed, but there's something bothering me and I feel like I need to get it off my chest. So now you're more open to say, okay, you know what? Let me listen to what she has to say. And it's my job to be mindful that, well, you have to get up in the morning and I can't sit there and talk for an hour. So that hour has to turn into like 10 minutes to kind of get what I'm trying to say, because you're willing to listen now because you know that's how I express myself and that's my love language. So now that I know that your love language is physical touch, I'm going to be more open-minded and I'm going to work on it that even when I'm tired or if I'm washing the dishes or if I'm combing my hair or if I'm like, into something busy, whatever, and I'm just trying to get it over with to go sit down, or if I just got in the house and we give a little, welcome home or whatever kiss. Like for me, I'm always trying to do the quick hug because that's just me. But, Minister Phoenix is like his hugs, like he's trying to squeeze the daylight out of you.
It don't be that bad.
And I'm like, honey, like, no, you can't hug that tight. Like, I feel like my heart is gonna stop. Like, you gotta,
Yikes.
it's too tight. So, but now I know I'm gonna be,
It all makes sense.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I'm gonna work at it.
Talk about an eye opener. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Surprise.
So it's very important because then if you're able to like embrace your spouse better and not make them feel like you just want to push them off or like, oh, get off of me, or, you're not important, or, because honestly, the way I felt like when I was trying to talk to you and like at times you're like, I'm tired, or, like stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, like if I can't talk to you, then who can I talk to? That's how I used to feel. But now, like, for the past, year or so, a couple months or whatever, like since the pandemic,
shout out to the pandemic.
We it's a blessing and a curse, but we've spent a lot of time together, and because we've spent a lot of time together in the house, not having to go out to go to work or anything like that, we've become like more open where we sit until like 3 a.m. talking, and working out, we're talking, and I feel like that brought us closer to identify, you just identify yours, but for me, like, you were able to sit and listen, because it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm busy, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, but we didn't really have nothing to do but sit in the house. So it's like, you busy doing what? You ain't going nowhere.
Activities.
I'm
gonna let y'all in on a secret. One of my favorite activities is sitting in the house.
Yeah.
I really love it. But with that, knowing the love language piece, I think for me, it was like an eye opener, because I remember times where you're like, babe, we don't talk. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We talk all the time. Like, I see all the time we talk. What do you mean we don't talk? And it was more of like, being able to communicate feelings and things like that, than it was actually just having like conversations like, okay, how was your day? What did you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Work was good. All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
But like really opening up to like, different like conversation, just like being able to sit and like listen and like let you vent out some of those frustrating feelings without always offering an answer or a solution has definitely been clutch in strengthening our relationship and even I'd say making it better.
Yeah.
I feel like things have really just gotten so much better, and it's just like, wow, like it really is important to understand how your spouse communicates their feelings and how they, receive affection. And because, and this is a good one. This right here is a good one, or a good example. Like I'm a gift person. I'm a gift person when it comes to, when it comes to like anniversaries or birthdays. It's like, I'm going to go and get you a gift. I'm going to go get you something. But if you ain't a person who particularly likes gifts, you could be trying to, show your affection through gifts, like show how much you care about this person through gifts. And they're like, they just want to spend time with you. They just want to go out to dinner and just have that, night alone with just you and them. And meanwhile, you think you're communicating your emotions through this language, but theirs is something totally different.
Yeah, it's true. Because I know there's people who are like, oh, well, I want flowers randomly. Just give me flowers. Send me this. Send me that. For me, I'm just like, listen, just talk to me. Let me talk.
Hit me with that text message in the middle of the day. And be like, hey, baby, I'm thinking about you.
Exactly. Or how is your day going, or something. And I know you've always like, babe, I'm working. I'm busy.
Like, you at work.
And I'm like,
what you doing? You're supposed to be working. You shouldn't be worried about no text.
But that's, for me, that's like, give me,
that's your thing.
That boosts me up to like, okay, I'm gonna, go on, and my day can go on smoother, because I hear from my husband and stuff like that. But it's important. It's definitely important.
It really is, especially to help strengthen your relationship. I think it doesn't take long to be able to figure out what someone's love language is, and the benefits from it are amazing.
Yeah. So I know, like in the summer times, because you do your own garden and you plant rose bushes, or they come back every year. So we have roses and stuff. And I know something that I'm not a person who love to like get gifts or whatever like that, like, me, I'm always like, oh, you don't need to do that or whatever like that.
I don't really want that. That's really what it is.
Yeah, like I'm like, I'm okay.
I don't need anything. I'm like,
yeah,
I know you don't.
I'm
need
like, babe,
anything.
I don't need anything.
I'm getting you this gift.
So like, but you would cut off like, a rose, and you would leave it in my car, and I would go in the car and then I would see it. But even though I'm not a gift person, like just the thought of you like, oh, thinking of me, and it's because you love me, it's like, oh, this is so nice or whatever. But then you going out and spending like $80, $100 on
and
some
she don't
rose.
be wanting that.
I'm like, honey, no, because guess what? After not even a week later, it's gonna die. Like, please don't spend
the jewelry. No,
I'm like, please don't spend that much money on roses or flowers, because
I've been wasting money for years when I could have just been easily just got you a card. And you would have loved it that much more. I've been wasting money where I could have went and got a $7, $6 card from Man.
But you know what though? I love when you get cards because you get those, I forgot what kind of cards you get, but it's like the meaning and the words. And then when you write your own messages in there, it's like, it's everything I need. You don't need to go get me nothing.
Find out your spouse's love language.
You know, so.
Fellas, find out your spouse's love language. Ladies, find out your spouse's love language.
Yeah.
All right.
It's important.
There's a lot that comes with this episode. So how might not knowing your spouse's love language cause issues?
I mean, like what we said before, like if you don't know, then honestly, you could be hurting your spouse's feelings and don't even know it. Because like, I know that how I felt. I was like, oh my gosh, you don't want to talk. And, you know, I what you used to hit me with used to be like, babe, I talk all day at work. I don't want to talk when I get home. And I'm like, what?
And it's not the same type of talking. And that's what I...
And I'm like, I talk all day at work too. But I still want to talk.
I don't get it.
I still want to talk to you. So, you know, and I feel like that at that time, you know, I mean, that was years ago, but in that moment, like, I really felt like, is something wrong with me? Why you don't want to talk to me? Like, why don't you want to talk to me? Like, do you not love me? You know, stuff like that. But then when you would randomly at times like, oh, babe, I love you, or try to give me a hug, like, I'm like, okay. No.
Mixed messages.
Yeah, like, wait, what's it? Because, you know, what is it?
Love language, not understanding your spouse's love language is like sending a vague text message. Something just gets lost in translation.
Yeah.
And like I said, like when she would say, like, you know, we don't talk, I would be so confused. Like, what is she talking about? I'm like, we talk all the time. And then we'd be up and it would be late. And I'm telling you, and she would start talking. And because I did not understand how important these conversations were, I would just go to sleep. I'm be real.
Oh my gosh.
It would be like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, she's talking. I'm like, and I don't mean to really fall asleep, but it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And my baby over here, she trying to have deep, meaningful conversation. I'm not talking just a few topics. She trying to have deep, meaningful conversation. And it was like, you know, it was like the spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak, and your boy was sleeping.
No, but you know, that used to make me so mad. And
oh my goodness.
I don't like to go to sleep if I'm upset.
Know.
So because he's making me mad because I'm talking, and next thing I hear, you know, you can hear that deep breathing.
That deep breathing.
Yeah. And I'm looking, I'm like, is he? And then the lights are off. So I'm just like, I can't see, but I can tell that he's sleeping. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
She would wake me up.
And I would be like,
upset.
I'd be like,
are you sleeping?
Are you serious right now?
I'm like, what? It's 1 o'clock in the normal people are asleep right now. Like,
you know, and honestly, it used to make me feel sad, you know, because I'm just like, I just want to talk. But then again, not knowing, and you know, I understand it's 12 in the morning, like you're supposed to be sleeping, but because we didn't talk, like when you're like, when we got home and I'm trying to talk, you're like, I just got home from work, I'm tired, I don't really want to talk, like talk about the stuff that I want to talk about. So then I'm like, okay, all right, you're relaxed now, let you relax. So when we're in the bed, you relaxed that whole time, like 3-4 hours ago. So now, can I talk? And you still don't want to talk.
Oh my goodness.
So it's really important. And you know, it comes with maturity as well, because now I understand that 1 o'clock in the morning is not really a good time to try to talk because he's tired.
Like honestly, I don't even we become night hawks. We especially during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like the pandemic, it had its challenges, but like the times that we had when
To
we
spend
was in like
together,
that
yeah.
full lockdown mode.
Yeah.
Like there were a few times where it was like we
would
like,
see
we'd be sitting
daylight.
there. It's like, you know when they say, you know, like time flies when you're having fun. We just sitting there chatting it up. We just like, now it's late night. I know I ain't gotta hop up to get dressed to go to work. You know, I can do what I need to do. And then next thing I know, it's like we talking.
We
then
look
you
like
you hear the birds tweeting. And I'm like, birds don't start tweeting till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And you're looking like, oh, it's getting
my
bright
gosh.
outside.
I'm like, it's 5:30. We haven't slept. We have at that time
man.
Charity was like what, like one and a half.
Gosh.
We're like, oh my gosh, and
We ain't getting no sleep today.
and then she would wake up at like 7, and we're like, oh my gosh, we just got an hour
my
sleep or
gosh.
half an hour sleep, and now our daughter is up, and we are like
she ain't going back-
zombies
she ain't
in
going back to
the
sleep.
daytime.
So it's like alternating to like, all right, I'll try to occupy her time for this time.
And begging our sons,
oh my
like,
gosh,
can you watch your sister for an
just a
hour?
little bit? I just need a little more sleep. Come on, just take care of her. We'll give you more money for your allowance. You're bribing your kids, because you need sleep because you thought you was young and you want to stay up all night talking with your spouse. Yeah, felt that one.
Yeah,
Felt
but
that one, but those were some good times.
yeah,
I
so
will
it's
say
important
that.
to know your spouse's love languages because I'm telling you, like, it will also save your marriage.
It will.
It will save your marriage because some marriages are broken because one of
Y'all speaking the wrong language.
yeah, someone may feel like, okay, you don't love me, we don't talk anymore,
You
or
don't understand me.
Yeah, exactly. We don't communicate because communication is a big thing in marriage.
Communication is huge. Communication is probably the number one most important thing in marriage.
Yeah, so if you're not, like, you could save your marriage by knowing what your love language is. You could definitely save your marriage. So
Helps you to get on the same page.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. You can't be pulling in different directions, and you really have to understand who you're walking through life with. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like, you know, that is a big piece of the communication piece, is to be able to really be able to understand your spouse in a deeper way. And really, I feel like that is one piece to help, not only help communication, but also to help y'all to bond closer together.
yeah, and be okay to open up to your husband and just like be honest. Like, you don't need to lie to your spouse. Like, honestly, if you're feeling a certain way, tell them.
Don't spare those feelings.
No, don't, because
Don't bottle
it's
it up.
only gonna hurt you
And
in the
it'll
long
come out-
run.
it'll come
It's
out
different
a way
ways, in different ways.
That it's never intended to.
Yeah.
And it'll be something that's totally unrelated. It'll be like, you didn't put the peanut butter away. And then you start spazzing out and you're like, whoa.
Like,
where'd
there's
that
something
come
else
from?
going on.
Peanut butter? You don't even like peanut butter. Like, what's going on? You allergic.
Yeah, so you definitely need to know that love language.
Yeah, it really is a benefit. It's more of a benefit than it is, you know, a burden. All right, so how can people find out what their love language is? How did you find out yours?
Well, I didn't know that. I just know that there's something about when I talk and you sit there present, listening. It just did something to me. Like, it makes me feel validated. It makes me feel loved. It makes me feel like, and it makes it seem weird, but yeah, it makes me feel awesome. So, but when you're not doing that, it kind of bring, like, it's confusion, you know? And I don't understand what's going on. Like, do you love me? Do you not love me? Like, you don't want to talk to me? Like, what's going on?
Girl, you know I love you.
So, you know, like stuff like that, it's kind of, yeah, it doesn't,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't be like your boy over here. Don't go through life thinking your love language is one thing, and then, you know, you go and find out it's something else. Save yourself the time. Save yourself the aggravation. Go take the quiz. 5lovelanguages.com.
yeah. So because after, even though I already know that there's something about talking, after I took the test, it's like it confirms it, and I was like, oh, I already knew that. Yeah.
I'm giving everyone homework. All y'all getting homework. Once again, this is not a sponsored episode by Gary Chapman, but I'm going to help you in your relationship. We helping y'all in your relationship today. We giving y'all homework. Go I'm being serious. Go on 5lovelanguages.com. Take the quiz. After you take the quiz, if you watch this episode, comment in. I need to know that y'all actually did this. I'm going to look at the views and I'm going to look at the comments. If the comments don't match up with the views, I know y'all ain't do y'all homework. And watch, I'm coming at y'all in the next episode. Go on 5lovelanguages.com. Take the quiz. Comment in the comment section what your love language is.
Yeah.
You're going to do yourself a solid. You're going to do your spouse a solid.
And your children.
And you're doing this is going to help your life. This is going to help your life. We giving life advice for free. All you got to do, go take the quiz. It's free.
Take the quiz.
Go take the quiz.
And shout out to Kim again because, I sent it to Minister Phoenix and he was like,
it changed my life.
Let me take this.
It changed my life.
I'm like,
I went in there like, man, acts of service. I didn't know what my love language is. I was like, physical what?
Yeah.
Physical touch?
Yeah, Kim is amazing. We're going to have to get Kim on the
shout out to Kim. Shout out to Daniel.
Yes, we're going to have to get them.
We still got a brisket day, bro. I haven't forgotten about you.
Yeah, we're going to have to get them on here.
Definitely.
But yeah, this was awesome.
I'm serious. Take the quiz. I want everyone to take the quiz. Comment on this episode what your love language is. We doing you a solid. We doing your family a solid. We doing your spouse a solid. Your marriage a solid. Find out what your love language is. Comment in the comment section. We look forward to hearing from you. We gonna wrap right here.
Yep.
We gonna wrap right here.
It was great.
This was fun.
This was fun.
I always like having you inside the studio. I'll go every episode. We can go episode after episode. I wouldn't trade you for anyone else in the world. Best co-host there is. Mm-hmm. There goes my baby. Usher, don't sue me. I love your music. So once again, remember, death and life are in the power of your tongue. So make sure that you speak life. Have an amazing week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We love y'all.
We appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.